Oh, yes, sorry. See,
Hello,
I'm learning all the tricks.
Hello, Liz. Hello, Nina.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Really busy.
Yeah, quite a busy session today because I believe this session that we're going to cover is of interest to everyone. And this is why I'm going to get started very shortly. First of all, I would like to give a really warm welcome to Liz, to our group today. It's your first time joining us on Zoom. Liz is a business and financial strategist working specifically with not-for-profit associations, but also small businesses, I believe. Is that correct, Liz?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I do. Sounds very grand when you put it like that.
Well, I read your intro on Facebook, so here it is.
Then it has to be true because that's where we get all our good info.
And this is something we were working on last week, working on your intro and your bio, which is a great continuation for a good transition for this week's topic, because we are going to need our bio and intro to include it in our article at the bottom of our article. So just a reminder that I am recording this session for marketing and training purposes. So I'm glad that you're showing your best self on Zoom today, because you are being recorded. If you wish, you can switch off your camera. It's absolutely no problem. Everyone's ready to start?
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Yay.
Yes. Please make sure you have a pen and paper ready to make some notes, although I will share with you all the templates that I'm covering today. I will send them by email. So if you wish to get them and you haven't so far received any of the templates, please direct message me on Facebook with your email address. What else? Yes, please make note of any questions. I'm going to whiz through everything today, as I usually do, for about 30 minutes approximately. We try not to go over, but sometimes we simply can't avoid it. So please make note of any questions you might have. If we have time, we will go through the questions today. If not, you can direct message Facebook me your question. Sounds good?
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm a fan of thumbs up. It's quick and efficient. So let's get started. I'm going to mute everyone for now, and I will reopen the floor when we have a little break. So welcome Sangeeta, Vivian, Praveen, Liz, Nicola, Nina, and Christina. I see you already. So let's get started. Let me start by muting everyone. And let me share my screen. All right, can everyone see my screen share here? Yes? Thumbs up? I can't hear you anymore. Thank you. Okay, so today it's all about the basics of writing great articles for your business in 10 steps. So in the 10 steps that I'm going to share with you, step by step, you're going to be able to write a great article for your small business. Now, you might have already written articles with blogging, and that's absolutely fine. Today might be an occasion for you to maybe grab some new tips, new information to implement while you write your articles. So those are the foundation of writing articles. I am not a journalist. I am not an expert in writing articles, but I share this through my business experiences. And I also have worked with a business owner, a PR business owner, who has taught me and other women in business how to write effective articles for press release. So this has been requested by quite a few of you. This is why today I'm sharing what I have learned and what I have put into application in my business. So let's get started. First of all, we need to differentiate two things. There's article writing for blog and article writing for newspapers or magazines. So those are the two options that you have at the moment. And let me start by explaining the differences. So article writing for newspapers is the traditional way. Where you would have your article printed in local newspapers, on paper, or in paper magazines. And all of that now, most of it has now transferred online. So let's have a look at the advantages of having your article published in newspapers or magazines. So it's a more traditional way. It's more expensive way to publish your articles, and it's also a little bit more time consuming than actually publishing your articles on a blog. But the impact that it will have is much greater because it has a much greater reach with existing audience. So it has those two aspects. Every company should, every small business, every company should do PR, even if it's just yourself and your laptop. Until you actually have enough funds to allocate for PR, it's probably best to start with doing it yourself. There are companies out there on the market who can do that, all of that for you, editing your article and helping you publish your article to the right platforms, either newspapers or magazines. So you can pay those companies. But at the beginning, you can all do it yourself. And this is exactly what we're going to start learning. Here is a few reminders. The one important thing that it will do for your business, it will increase your profile and your expertise profile as well. We will go through that in more details as we go through it. So comparing the more traditional way to the modern way of blogging, writing your articles with blogging. Modern way, new for PR, it's a cheaper way, it's a much faster way, and it has a slightly different impact. Where especially when it comes to your website. So very often you link your blog to your website, and this in itself will help with the SEO ranking of your website. So it will bring your website or your company higher up in the Google search, and people who might come across your articles, then just the articles might go back and look into your website. So articles, even blogs, just blogs alone, might be a great way to lead potential customers to looking into your website. It also brings more value to your customers. You are sharing additional information about your expertise through your articles. And you, as we mentioned earlier, you are establishing your business and as an industry leader. So this is why it is very important to start or to continue and to grow with the writing of your articles for your small business. Also, it's a great way to share your company voice. We were talking about it in previous weeks. You are your business, you have your own voice, and articles are a great way to express the personality of your company, the voice of your business. So make use of those articles for that as well. Everyone good for till now? Everyone, give me a thumb up if you're good with that. Any question from anyone so far? Good. All right. Let's continue now that we have clarified the difference between newspaper, magazine, and blogging. Let me share with you the 10 different steps, and I will share this template with you. So we have step 1 is going to be select your main topic and define your objectives. Step 2, target your audience. Step 3, gather your information and resource. Step 4, create a rough draft. Step 5, edit your draft. Step 6, proofread your content. 7, add any visuals, infographic, images. Step 9, add your contact details and your social media handles. This is where your bio, your intro comes in. This is what we worked on in the previous weeks. Step 10 will be publishing on your blog and repurposing it on various platforms through different formats. Or it would be storing it as a text version or as a PDF with pictures in a folder ready for you to send out to the other option, which is a PR press release through newspapers or magazines. So step 1 to step 9 apply to either options or of modern blogging and more traditional press release through newspapers or magazines. Make sense? Okay, so shall we go through the steps? Are we ready? How much time do we have? We've got 15 minutes roughly left. Again, you'll be able to read through it in your own time and replay the video if you need to. So step 1, the most important part of writing your article is you need to select your main topic and the objective of your article. So if you don't have this in mind, you're wasting your time. You have to be very clear on the objectives of the reason of why you are writing your article. So it could be, are you going to be speaking at an event? Are you providing a specific information through your article? Are you wanting to entertain and share your views, your opinion on a particular subject? It could be you are launching a new service, or you are launching a new product. It could be celebrating an award that you have won or a nomination. It could be a lot of different things. So you have to be very specific on why you wish to write an article. And we were talking about it I think it was a few weeks back. We were saying you can write about, for example, how you have helped people or a person in particular. You can share a story, how you have helped one particular person or one particular business transform entirely their business or their life. This could be an example of objective of your article. Let me just open, can I please open the floor and ask anyone if you have any questions so far, please? If you want to unmute yourself, if you have any question, otherwise I will carry on. You can unmute yourself, Vivian.
Just a quick question. Is it worth getting your heading, the title first, to help you keep on track? Because I get what you're saying, that you'd have to decide a topic, otherwise you could easily wander off topic.
Yes, absolutely. And
in your experience, yeah.
Yes, so in the template that I'm sharing, you'll have empty boxes where you can write it down so it sticks at the top of your mind and top of your paper. Absolutely. Well thought, Vivian. So yes, it's there. Let me show you. Yes, yes, Nina?
Sorry, yeah, just quickly. So say if I'm writing about how I helped one particular person, I mean, obviously I'll change their name, but should I still check with them because they might read that and realize that's them?
Yes, you should always have permission to share, consent. And if the person is happy for you to share their story, you could possibly use their name if they're happy with that. Again, I have shared an example of it in the template where I think, Nicola, you were asking last week, can we add quotes or testimonials? And yes, you can. I have used quotes in the past, so I quoted myself. No, I'm not vain. I quoted myself to emphasize, to amplify the message that I was trying to share. And you can do this with testimonials, reviews as well, or quotes. You can quote experts in the industry who validate your point of view, or you can share similar case studies as well. So you can put in your article.
Yeah, so which is what I've done when I've actually done a blog. I've quoted somebody who may be, for example, the woman she's a fashion psychologist, and I've quoted a few things that she said, so it kind of gives it more credibility. I've done that in some of the blogs and articles I've written, or I've done articles and blogs based on photo shoots I've done with clients, and we've gone through the whole process from beginning, middle to end, and it's kind of and then sometimes I put a quote on the end of testimonial that have been me, which again is that sort of
validation. Absolutely. Well done, Nicola.
Yeah.
So,
maybe it was after the session with oh God, what was her name? Your friend
Lucy.
I think I quoted myself as well. I thought it was the done thing.
So just to explain, Lucy is the lady I mentioned as I started. She runs her PR agency in West London. She specializes doing PR for beauty businesses, and she came to do a talk on creating successful press releases for your small businesses. So if I can now continue with the rest of the steps, let me mute everyone and go back. Okay, so this is step one. Why also you have to be very clear. Can everyone see the document that I'm sharing? Yes, thank you. So not only do you have to be crystal clear on the objective of your article, but you also have to be clear on why would people read your article? What is the benefit for them? So that would be to clarify the objective of writing your article. So this is in step one. You need to make them wanting to read your article. Step two is your target audience. So as you are writing your article, you always have to remember, as you do with the rest of your marketing, your company marketing, you always have to remember who you are writing for. Who are you trying to educate, entertain, inform? So you need to speak to your audience. So this is in step two. You need to talk to them. So as you can see in the template here, you have the step one, step two, where you can think and write down, as you mentioned, Vivian, earlier, so it sticks in your mind and on paper. Step 3, you're going to start, now that you're clear on step 1 and 2, you're going to start gathering information and resources. As we mentioned, it could include quotes, it could include case studies, it could include testimonials. Pick up ideas and support your claims. You must remember you have to cite your resources. Remember, your job is to make it as simple as possible for other people to understand your story. Yes, so make it nice and colorful. It doesn't have to be all text. And I think, Liz, you're very good at making it nice and colorful. I've seen some amazing things from you. And as a lot of other ones of you here. So now that you have a clear objective in mind, you know your audience, you know who you want to speak to, you have gathered information on the topic that you wish to share, you can start creating a draft. So write down, you could use this template if you want. Write down all the different ideas. So have a little brainstorming session. Anything that comes to mind, start writing it down. Use bullet points. The first draft doesn't count. It's really to put all the ideas that come into your mind. Writing great content is never easy, but it becomes much easier as you practice. Practice, practice, practice. The first article is very hard to put together. You feel unsure, and this is why we have this great group. You'll be able to share with each other your articles and get feedback. Feedback from audience. We more or less know what each other's businesses do. So it's great if you want to share even your first draft with each other to see if you're going in the right direction. So focus on quality, not on the quantity. Your article doesn't have to be very long. It's really about the message, the information you are sharing. Don't write just to write. Step 5. So once you have a rough draft, you are going to edit your draft. You're going to clean it up, and you're going to add all the various resources that you've put to the side. You're going to put some order to it. So you had all those ideas. You've put them down on paper. You're going to order them. You're going to create a logic in the writing of your article. You're going to add the resources. No, step 6 is, remember, all this is basic article writing. You can go in much more details than this, but this is already a very good start. Step 6 is proofreading. Did I write proofreading? Proofreading your content is great if you have an English teacher just like me, a friend. I always bounce back my articles to her. She corrects my English, and as English is not my native language, it's always helpful. But even if English is your native language, it's very useful to either use Grammarly, which has a free version, free software, to check the grammar structure, but also have other people read and see if your article makes sense, because what might be clear in our head might not be clear on paper, the way we transpose it on paper. So always ask for feedback as much as you can. And you might have missed some very simple typos. You might the reason is you've been working a long time on your article. You can't see very clear, and you simply might miss some very silly little things that a new pair of eyes will catch. Step 7, add visuals, infographic, images. Now for the images and for any of those, you have to be careful. You need to make sure that you either have purchased those or that you have the right to use them. And of course, ask consent, as we mentioned earlier. Enjoy your apple, Praveen. I hope. Step 8, make your content actionable. So what does that mean? So end your article by, as we do in marketing, a call to action. Do you want your readers to go somewhere else? Do you want them to go and visit your website? Do you want to leave them thinking about something else, or a continuation of your article? Do you want are you inviting them to test one of your services for free? All those are things that you can add at the very end of your article, very similarly to a call to action. And of course, below that, the last one will be to leave your contact details and your social media handles together with a short introduction of either your company or yourself. Let me just show you a quick example here. As you can see here, so we have bio contact details. So here on the left side, they've written about their company, and on the right side, so this is the bottom of the article, they have shared all their social media handles and their contact details. Here I've shared an example of action, which says more information about their company, go to their official website. Another thing, I have shared here some examples of articles. So here we have a product launch, sorry, not a lunch. Yes, I'm hungry. Product launch from Estelle Lauder. Very simple. It has a lot of images in the article. Very little text. You can go and check the link here. I have included the link. Here is another example of product launch, slightly different. This is a gaming product launch. And this is where I picked up the headline to share with you. Their headline and their subtitle was pretty awesome. So it says, Aura Kingdom, the new class rocks. Rock stars can turn their battlefield. So really a nicely engaging headline and subtitle. And you can read more examples. As you mentioned, Vivian, the headline and the subtitle of your articles are key to either inviting your readers to read more or not. So take the time to get it right. There's a lot of articles on the internet that can help you find and write the right headline and subtitle. So I've shared here with you, to get you started, a template where you can write your headline, your subtitle, action, bio contact, and you've seen at the beginning also the empty spaces for the steps 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I have a quick question, Arya.
Yes, let me just see if I've got anything missing, Sangeeta. Bear with me. So lastly, before I open the floor, Sangeeta, let me come back to you in a minute. Some useful tips. So use facts or quotes, similar cases. The language that you use should not be too formal. And please make sure you do not use what we call jargon, which is specific vocabulary that you use in your a specific industry. So make sure that people not from your industry will be able to understand what you are saying. The article must be easy language for better understanding. We mentioned in previous weeks, keep the sentences short. The title of the article must be catchy and clear. You can express your views and your opinion, but not so much talking about yourself. You could possibly share an example, but the article, unless you have won an award or a nomination, shouldn't be solely about you. So this is for part 1. In part 2 next week, we are going to cover pitching your article to newspapers and magazines. We're going to have a look next week at the email that you can use to pitch your article, the tracking system, some tips, and making the most of the article that you are having them published for you. Voila, so it's 2:34. Let me open the floor now to questions. Please, and Sangeeta, you had a question. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, just a quick question. In the template where you had the contacts, you had the little icons for Facebook and all that.
Yes.
Are those just dummy icons or are they actually links?
So, very good question, Sangeeta. When you publish on your blog, you can create hyperlinks. So you would use an icon of the actual social media, and you would hyperlink it to your own website or pages. Yes, Vivian, I think you had a question.
Yeah, it's about the optimum length of an article. Because with press releases, you're the way I understand it, you're aiming to give it to them so that all they have to do is reproduce it rather than write it themselves or anything. So I was under the impression that that would be a bit shorter, but also there's the ranking on Google. Is there an ideal number of words or page length? Because people aren't going to read necessarily to the end anyway. So have you got any advice on length of article?
Very good question, Vivian. That's to say, I don't know the answer just yet. I will investigate that for next week.
Because I know that with sorry to interrupt, but with web pages, evidently the ideal length to get your web page ranked for each page within your website, it's 600 to 800 words. So Google has its own criteria, and I just wondered, when
you work with publishing companies, they tell you exactly how many words they need from you. So they'll make it very clear. I will go back to, I have worked with local newspapers, so I will double check. I don't want to give you and share a wrong number. So let me come back to you. I'll share it in the email. I think from what I'm trying to remember from what Lucy, the PR agency owner, was sharing with us, the main point is it has to be, the message has to be clear. The way you share your message shouldn't be boring. So there's also when it comes to formatting your article, when you share your article with newspapers and magazine companies, they most of the time will format it for you. So you share the text and pictures, and they will do the formatting. Although you could also, we'll cover that next week, you could pre-format it in a PDF to show them very quickly what it could look like. And there's new things such as press rooms online. that you can buy a subscription of, where you can hold all that information. But we can talk about it next week.
Ariane, about the length, I thought it was meant to be A4.
Is that what Lucy
That's what I
shared?
remember, because I remember doing them in A4 and trying to fit all the images and.
I think let me come back to you all with the number of words, because this is how it works. They count the words more than in terms of format. So I don't want to give you the wrong information. Let me come back to you. And anything else? Any other question? Has this been useful?
Amazing.
Very, very useful.
Yes,
Cool.
very good.
Paveen was off somewhere.
He's been putting some more slits in his trousers.
I think so.
I'm trying to subtly change my underwear. No, I'm trying. I was getting a dead leg, and I was really subtly trying to change my.
Okay.
Stretch, yeah.
So I have a request for everyone. Please, can you please try this coming week to draft your first article? Can you please try that? Don't allow the days become weeks and coming back to Tuesday next week not having done it, because we are moving forward next week.
Okay.
And we only have 2 sessions left together. So please, can everyone try to do this using the templates that I'm going to email with you? It doesn't have to be perfect. It could be just a simple draft to start. At least it will give you the confidence and the clarity to work more on it later by yourself. And remember, we have this group. You can bounce things to each other, and you can always DM me through Facebook. We're finished for today. I hope that was useful. We've gone a little bit over. Good luck with this week's task. Remember, send me your email address on Facebook DM if you want the template of this week. And we have Friday, our business chat, live business chat, where we can chat a bit more. Okay?
Lovely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ariane. That's so inspiring.
My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye, Ariane.
Bye.
Bye, Vivian.
Bye.
Bye, Vivian. Bye, Praveen. Bye,
Nina.
Liz.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Who's that? Nicola. Bye, Nicola.
Oh, by the way, Ariane, just to let you know, my videos work. It's actually keeping me centered, and at the moment I'm going through a really tough time with family stuff.